This conference will now be recorded.
So I got a message with homework and the output from most of the students. So last two sessions we saw what is function, how to convert the normal palindrome into function, and also we saw largest number and factorial. So before moving on, I just wanted to know if you have any doubts in palindrome. I mean, creating a function and adding a logic into a function, and also this factorial and largest number. Guys, even if you don't understand this one single word or one single letter or why you have colon here, you should ask me. Don't hesitate. Please don't hesitate. Because if you don't understand one single word here, if it's coming occurring again in the next class, you will not understand again there, and which will lead to demotivation to learn. So any single doubt, any silly doubt, I'm happy if you ask even a silly doubt. I'll be more happy to answer your question. So Vivek, you were asking some questions on palindrome. We were adding functions into palindrome and adding a part of logic into that function, right? You were asking some doubts. So I can explain it now. Could you tell me what you want to understand and what you didn't? I mean, what you understood and what you didn't understood. Vivek, are you there? Guys, I hope you all can hear me, isn't it? Okay, without function. Okay, so it was already covered the day before we saw palindrome with function. We saw before that we saw without function, but I will explain it now. So yeah, so what is palindrome? Palindrome is nothing but a word. If it is reverse, it gives the same word, right? This is called palindrome. And how do we find? First, we have to. So yeah, to know the palindrome of any word, how do you write in code? What are the steps? What is the logic you have to have? First, get the input from the user and then reverse it and store the reverse string, and then you will check. Let me write it in notepad. So this is a pseudocode we discussed when we were discussing about palindrome. So get the input string from the user, reverse and store it. Check if reverse is equal to original, whatever we got from user, and print the output based on the result of step C, that is a step number line number 3, right? So let's code it. First, we have to get an input. We all know to get an input, we have to write input function, and inside it, we have to write a message. I'm saving the input. and then we all know how to reverse it. I'm just using slicing, which is str. Now we are going to check. So we got the input, we reversed and stored it. Now we are going to check if reverse is equal to original. So if str equal to reverse, if so, so here why we see a red color line under this. Yeah, double equal to. Oh, sorry, 1 minute. I'll increase the size of the font. So now let's execute this. I'll see first. It's asking, please enter a word. Enter a word. I'm giving some random. So the given word is not palindrome, right? So let me run it again. The given word is a palindrome. So Vivek, did you understand this part? Vivek? Okay. So now we saw some negative scenario where if this is given capital N, then it will say it's not a palindrome, though it is a palindrome because it is case sensitive. So what we did, we converted both the output and the given string and the reverse string to upper, so that even though it is lower or upper or mixed lower and upper case, it is going to completely reverse it. So we will not face an issue. Now you want me to explain it with function, right? Shall I go ahead and add a function, create a function inside this code and add some logic into it? Wait. So here, how do we create function? We have a keyword called a def, and we have to give some function name. this function, we can get input, or without input we can write any function, but in this case we are going to get an input, a word from a user. So I'm just adding input, and we have to give colon. So whatever comes inside that function should have an indentation. We should have a space here. So what I'll do, so we got the input already. So we got the input, we just have to apply logic on that. So after getting an input, we are reversing, correct? And then function should return some value. So here we are going to return reverse. So let me delete this. So initially what we are doing, we are getting a word from user, and then so first we are getting the input, though the line number here it is 1. Whatever we are printing to the user, it will not go to any function. Whenever you have some Python and there are multiple function inside it, it will not go and call that function. It will not go and execute anything inside function until unless a function is called. So this is how you call it. You just have to use a name. If you use a name somewhere else, which means you're calling that function with the name you're calling it. So first what happened, str, even I can put this down. I can put it, place it under somewhere else also. But now the input, please enter a word. It is asking for input, and the input is saved into str. Then what we are doing, after a input is saved, we are calling the function, because this function is palindrome will tell me whether the, here we don't have logic. Okay, 1 minute. So what I will return is reverse is equal to, so this function is called and some input is given. So where is this str? It is here. Whatever the input we save, we are passing it while we are calling the function. The function might have any variable name here. It can have the same variable also, it can have the different variable also. But whatever variable we have given inside the function name, it will be used inside the function. So here you see I'm using input str. I can use str also. But most of the time we have a practice of having different variable here while calling and also while defining a function. When you write a complex program, you will understand why we are having different variable there. So first we are getting an input and saving into str, and we are calling a function. We know that is a function, and there should be that function accepts a parameter. So we are, whatever the input we got from the user, we are passing it into that function. So now while calling this str is given into input str. So the call is made to function. This str is now saved into input underscore str. So what it does first, it is finding a reverse. So we are using this thing, the whatever. So it should be input str. So the input, whatever we got, we are reversing it. So this is a command for that slicing. And then we are checking whether return is equal to reverse is equal to input. I can add that upper or lower here. So I'm converting both the string to upper and I'm checking whether if both are equal. If I use double equal to, this is a comparison operator. What the output would be? The output would be always a boolean, either true or false. Okay, so this function is going to tell either true or false. If it's not equal, then it will be returning false. Okay, so now what happens? From here only the control went to here, right? So line number 5 is executed, then line number 7 is executed. When line number 7 is executed, it is calling a function. So it it kept a placeholder here and it went here and it executed completely 1 2 and 3. It got the output also something either true or false, and it is returning back to the original place. So this is where from here only it got called, right? It is coming back to line number 7. If if the output of this function true, then it will be, if the returned value is true, so here it will be replaced to 2, right? Whatever we got output here, that will be replaced here. That is why we are going and calling it whatever output we got, we will replace. If the replaced word is output is either true, it will print here, or if it is false, it will go to else block and it will print whatever is there in the else block, or if you write some logic here, that logic will be executed. So what I did, I just moved two lines. Whatever logic I felt can be separated from the code, from the entire code, some few lines I can put it in function. Whatever I could put it in function, I kept it there, right? So it's kind of this only. You have a box and you have crayons, color crayons, and also you have pen, pencil, everything inside that box. But you feel that the crayons alone can be put it in one small pouch and put it in the same box. So you put all the crayons into some pouch so that it's not mixed. While picking it up, it would be easy for you. So it's kind of like organizing. You put the crayons inside a pouch and you put that pouch inside the same box only. Whenever you need crayons, you go and open that pouch. Otherwise, you close it and you use a remaining thing because you feel that that can be separated to have a organized box or have a organized code. The another advantage of using function is, I guess you would have understood in factorial. Let me open factorial. Guys, please don't hesitate to ask any doubts because I've seen many people, they in the past they had some doubt. They didn't ask me, but later slowly they only understood by themselves. Please don't wait until you understand. It might be silly. Please don't hesitate. I'll be happy to help you and I can explain again and again. If you feel that you want to ask the silly question before everyone, while I end the session after the recording is passed, or I'll keep the recording on also. While everybody left, I'll still wait until everybody leaves. If somebody is staying back and asking me some doubts after the session, I'm ready to help you out. Okay. So here, factorial, I'll explain the factorial again. So def is a keyword which will tell that we are creating a function and we have written def and we have given a function name. We can give any name. This is a user defined name and we are passing a parameter inside it, right? And we are checking if the parameter, first let's see what is the pseudocode for this factorial. I I understand everybody understood factorial because I got the homework also with the right output, but still I'll go over once again. So what is factorial of a number? For any given number, the factorial is represented like this mathematically, 4 exclamatory, which means less than 4. It is multiplied with every other number which is less than 4. So 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. If it is 5, it is 5 into 4 into 3 into. So if it is 5, then it is 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1, right? So, but factorial of 0 and 1 is always 1. For the anything higher than 1, this is the formula we apply. Okay. So, to write a logic in program for factorial, we are going to get an input from user, convert it into integer or float. If it's a negative, we are going to handle it, or if it is 0 or 1. Let's ignore this negative scenario. Let's go to only positive scenario. So we got an input from user. The first thing what you're going to check is if it is 0 or 1. If it is 0 or 1, then we return 1. If it is any number, any positive number greater than 1, then we will perform n into n star minus 1 factorial, which means 5 factorial equal to 5 star. So n star, this is n. So n into star, I mean into the multiplication symbol, then n minus 1. N minus 1 is 5 minus 1 is 4, and then this factorial, right? So this you see, this is nothing but 4 factorial. So 5 into 4 factorial. Why I'm using this formula instead of directly giving 4 into 3 into 2 into 1? I can give n equal to n factorial equal to n into n minus 1, which is 4, and n minus 2, which is 3, n minus 2. And n minus 3. So it goes on, right? But I don't know where should I end here. N minus 4, here it ended because that is 1. I'll not know till where I have to go because I'll not know what is n. Computer will not know. So what I'm doing, I'm telling 5 into 4 factorial. Then later it will find 4 factorial. It will go on recursively. So let's see that here in logic. So we have written a function. So what does that function does? It finds a factorial. So first it checks if n is equal to 0 or 1. If they are 0 or 1, it returns 1. Else it does n into factorial of n minus 1. Here we saw 4 factorial, but we have written a function like factorial of n, right? So I am giving factorial of, but I want to pass 4. So instead of 5, so I am giving n minus 1. Correct? And what happens when this factor here, what we are doing? Here, what we are doing? We are calling the function called factorial. So inside the function only, we are calling the function again, right? So here we are calling the function. What happens logically is, so for example, we have 7. So factorial of, for example, initially what happened, the step will be executed. Line number 9 will be executed. Number input, we are converting it into integer. We are getting an input, some number we are getting. We are checking if it is less than 0. If it is less than 0, that means negative number. We are telling factorial is not defined for negative number or something like that. Else, what I'm doing, I'm calling factorial function. Here, nothing but a factorial function is called because you have open and close bracket, right? If you have open and close bracket after any word, that is function. If it is print or input, it is an inbuilt function. The computer does some function on its own because it knows how to handle for input or print. But this is a user-defined function. This is not a inbuilt function. So it will go and search if there is any function called factorial. And here I got the input as num. So I am passing num, but the factorial is defined as n. So this num is now saved into n. Okay. Still again you can give num here. Instead of n you can give num also. So what I'll do, I'll I'm calling factorial. So the placeholder is kept on line number 14. Line number 14, the placeholder is kept, and now the switch is, the control is going to line number 1. After executing all this thing, it will come back to line number 14, isn't it? So now it is going to line number 1. What happens in line number 1? What is the input? It is 7. I have given 7. So here it checks whether it is equal to 0 or 1. No. So this 7 is not is equal to 0, so that is false. And or we have or in between, or, and 7 is not equal to 1, so it is again false. The output is nothing but false, right? For 7, output is nothing but false, so it doesn't goes inside if, it doesn't execute whatever is present inside it if, so it automatically goes to else. If it is false, it automatically goes to else block. If it is true, it will execute whatever is there inside this if, and it will ignore the else, and it will go to the next thing, whatever is there um, after else. It will go to line number 7. It will not execute else. If it is true, it will not. It will ignore the whole content, and it will go to line number 7. If it is true, it will continue with this. If it is false, for example, it will ignore whatever is there inside if, it will directly go to else and execute only whatever is there inside else, and then line number 7. Okay. So what happens here? It is false. So it is going to else block. What is there inside else block? It is returning some variable value. So what it is returning? N into, again it is calling a function called factorial of n minus 1. So n into factorial of n minus 1. So in our case, n is 7 and factorial of n minus 1 is 6. So now the control is kept here, and it is calling the function called factorial. The first controller is kept here, pointer is here. From here we are going to line number 1 because the factorial is called, it is going there and it is executing. Now the controller is in line number 6. It is again calling this function factorial of n. Now the n is 6, correct? So what happens? Again it does this check. So it is false. So it is going to else block n into n minus 1. So 6 into factorial of 6 minus 1 is nothing but 5. So again this function is called, factorial function is called. So for 5 it is again false, and 5 into factorial of 4. For 4, so here it goes to factorial of 1, correct? Factorial of 1, then for 1, here it is not false because we have a condition if n is equal to 0, false, and n is equal to 1. Yeah, it is 1. So it is t, correct? So output of f or t is t, true, correct? So it doesn't execute anything inside else block. It execute only whatever is there inside if block. What is there inside if? Return 1. So it is going to return 1. Okay. So now the controller is kept here in this place, right? Before calling this. So it will go back to the previous controller. So here factorial of 1 is nothing but 1, which is equal to 2. So from here it is returning back to the previous controller where the pointer has kept. So factorial of 2 is nothing but 2. So it is replacing 2. So here the answer is 6. So it is going to returning back to the previous controller pointer where the control is. So the factorial of 3 is 6. So it is going and replacing 6. 5, 6 are 24. So again, it is returning back to the previous pointer where the control was there. So it is going and replacing. Factorial of 4 is nothing but 24. So 5 into 24 is 120. Again, what happens? It goes back to the previous place. Here it is 120, which is nothing but 720. Again, it goes back here. So factorial of 6 is nothing but 720. So which is nothing but 5040. Okay. So from here where the controller is here, right? From here only we started. From this place only all those started, right? Recursive. This is called recursively calling the function recursively because we are calling the function again and again. Okay, so this is called recursive calling. So the controller before this point was factorial of f was called, right? Sorry, factorial of 7 was called, right? How it was called from here? Because the input was 7. From here only it went to line number 1 and it was recursively executing everything again and again. That's what we saw now. So we got the answer of recursive. So it is now returning, it is now going to return 5040. Okay. So it has a value 5040 and goes to the previous place. Here it is replacing factorial of num as 5040. So the fact will have 5040 inside it. So then finally I am displaying the output. Factorial of num 7 is fact, which is 5040. Factorial of 7 is 5040. So that's what happens here. So this is why we have function, because if you write a logic inside function, you can call it again and again. But if you don't have a function and you write plainly, this will not be called again and again. It will go to next line, next line, next line. It will go to the end of the function. Only when you define a block, the block can be called again and again. Correct? Any doubts, guys? Any doubts? If you understood everything, even this colon, even this equal to 0, even whatever I explained here, please tell yes. Only if you understood every single thing, tell yes. Otherwise, tell me what I have to explain. I'll explain again.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
Um, why why don't you move line 11 and 12 into the function? Does that make
Why
any
don't I
sense?
move? Yeah, yeah, I understood. I'm just thinking answer for that. So what will
Okay.
happen if I move them? Um, I can do that. What I can do, I can. After this, if and else, I can do that, but it should return a value. I cannot move 11 and 12 and 13 because this is where we are calling a function. Yeah, so who asked this question? Sirisha or Tilly?
It was me.
Your name, please.
Oh, sure. Tilly.
Tilly. Okay. Okay. So, could you do one thing? Could you write a function? Could you move whatever you feel you wanted to move? Could you move inside function and paste me the code in the message? I'll execute and we will see what the issue is. Whatever you wanted to move, you can move anywhere in the function where you feel is apt. You do that and give me the program. I'll execute and we'll see what the issue we are facing.
So you want me to write the code and then give it to you
Hmm.
in the
Yeah,
message?
I'll post. Yeah, what I'll do, I'll give this to you. So you rearrange and tell me which part you want to put it inside function, and you give me. You
Okay.
can do this. Either you can do this and give me at the end of the session. We will see. Or what we can do is 11 and 12. So I'll do one thing. I'll put it here. If num, so here it is not num, it is n. But where are we going to call a function? So we
We
have to
can
call
use
this one.
else if for that 11 and 12, and then we can return like factorial is not defined for negative numbers. It will in my homework I did that.
So what you did, else if, where I have to add else if?
I mean that line 2 and 3 you can keep after the if like else if, yeah, and you had to remove the print and return. Yeah,
So this is removed. Okay.
yeah,
So we are directly calling
yeah, function.
factorial.
Yeah.
Yeah, this would work. You want to move any more content inside the function? Tilly?
No,
No. Okay,
that's it.
then this would work. Okay, this would work. So here it's not like only this is going to work. If I give the same logic to different developer will be writing in different way. But what we have to test at the end is we have to test if it is working properly, and later all the negative scenarios are covered. Whatever the negative scenario we discussed while writing the logic, because even the negative scenario will be covered while we give some logic to developer, a design to developer. So if that is covered, then we are aligned. So I hope you all understood function, because you are suggesting me to add some lines inside the function which I didn't do. Then I guess you guys are clear now. I got the confidence that you guys are clear. So if somebody has any doubt but you want to discuss at the end, it's okay. We can discuss at the end. Or if any guys wanted to discuss something now, we can discuss it now before we proceed. So I just wanted to know whether we are good to go. If you ping me good to go, I'll proceed to the next topic. Okay. Okay. The remaining guys, apart from Sirisha and RK, Shrikant, Rajita, Sam, Tilly, Sirisha, Rajita, how about you? Okay. Shrikant, Now we are going to see, we saw what is numbers, what is mathematical operator, what is integer and float, and what is comparison operator. What are some inbuilt function in Python, and also how to write a function. But I haven't thought it how to write a function. I just showed how I am writing. Like I just showed what, we have to write a function with a def keyword and write something and put something inside it. But in detail, we will see what is function in later classes. Okay, so I haven't explained it completely, but I've explained what is variable and how to save and reassign variable, how to do mathematical operations, all those things. Now we are going to see data structures in Python. We saw what is string and how to print the string with f string or directly. So let's see what are the different other data types we have in Python. So we are going to see other data structure. Number is a data structure, variable is a data structure, string is a data structure, and the next thing is list. List is a data structure, and dictionary is a data structure. Tuples is a data structure. Boolean is a data structure which you already know what is Boolean, what is the output of Boolean, and what is OR and the statement which we use inside Boolean. So I'll remove this, and the sets. And later we have to see what is files in Python, how we are going to do any manipulation over files, and then what is objects in Python. Okay, so these are the remaining things. I'll just give overview on each topic. So string is nothing, list is nothing but a sequence of value. Okay, for example. So the name already suggests it's telling list. List means we have more than one thing, right? We have more than one value inside it. So list is nothing but sequence of value which is given inside open and close bracket. Okay, and they are comma separated. So open and close bracket, one value, comma second value, comma third value, and we close it by the close bracket, square bracket. So this is called list, and these are the elements inside list. So for example, my list equal to. So this is the list because I have given open square bracket and ending with closed, and I have multiple elements inside it which are comma separator. This is my list, and these are the elements 1, 2, and 3. So here we have a list of integers, right? We can also hold different types of data. For example, we can include a string as well. Some string I can give number. We all know string should be given in quotes. So I'm again giving string. So this is also list. It can have more than one data type. Don't confuse between data structure and data type. Data structure is this string, variable, string. All those are data structure, Boolean, number. But what is data type? Type of the data, input data or user defined data, integer, float, string, correct? So these are data type. So here we can again have more than one data type also. This is called a list. Now, so when I write string, I can check the length of the string, right? We have seen the length function. it is going to give me 6 because we have 6 character inside it. Similarly, I can get the length of my list. So which is 5 because I have 5 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So the length is 5. And in the string we saw index, right? For example, when we write some string, we have seen before that indexing how it starts 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the reverse index is minus when it starts with -1. So this is how we do slicing, right? We also do this start, stop, and step. With this only we are reversing it, right? Similarly, we have index in list also. So this is 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So let me so here I'm not defining, I'm not assigning anything. So this is assignment. I'm giving a variable name, I mean some name, and then I'm defining what it is. Here I'm telling it is a list and these are the elements. Here I'm just calling the list, right? I'm having open and close bracket. I'm just telling index. So if I do like this, my list, I'm not assigning, but I'm calling. But if I give some number, so it is nothing but index. So we are telling print me the index 0 of list. So it's nothing but string. 0, 1, 0, 1, 2, 3. So it is printing me value 5. I can also tell give me everything from 1. I can like write like this start, but I'm not giving any stop. So it means if I omit stop, it means till the end it goes. Sorry, it is my list. Typo. So it's starting from 1 until the end it's going. So I'm also telling I'm not giving start, I'm giving stop. I'm giving stop as 3. So it will automatically start from the start. Mm, it automatically start from the start of the list. If you omit it, it will take 0 as the start, right? So 0, 1, 2. 3 is always ignored. So till before 3, it means give me everything before 3. If you want to include 3, then you have to give 4 here, which means the before 4, which is nothing but 3, right? So it is always a 3 is ignored. Before 3 is only printed. Since the start is not given, it is taken as 0 and it's giving. Now, this is a list. I want to update my list. I want to add something else to it. So how do I do? I have to reassign it, right? Usually what we do, if you want to change a value, num equal to 3, and you want to update it, num equal to num plus 1. You want to add 1 to it. So now num is nothing but 4. Similarly, my list equal to my list plus we are concatenating and we are adding a new. So let me add a string as new. Let's now print my list. So the new is added at the end. So whenever you add something, it is added at the end. Okay. Or I can do one more thing like my. One more way of adding new thing is my list plus you can add it like this, and I'm just entering it. See, but here it is, this new item is not saved because we have not reassigned it, so we haven't updated it, but we are adding it. It is then printed here. So something like num is still 4, but what I can do, num star 7, which is nothing but 4 7 are 28, but num will be still 4. Similarly, my list is till this only. You understood? So this is how I'm showing a difference between num, variable, and list. They are similar only, but we have multiple items inside it. When you want to permanently add it, you have to assign it. And now I can make the list double also. What I can do, my list start 2. So it is repeated. Again, doubling is also not permanent. Like how here this is not permanent. Whatever you have added here, this is not permanent. We're just showing it as an output. It's not reassigned. It's not saved. Similarly, here it is also not saved. If you want to say, what you can do is you have to assign it, reassign it, equal to. So now my list will be, it will have everything inside it, doubled. So we have seen how to create a list. So this is a creation command, and how to slice it, like how we slice a string, and how to update the list, and how to add a new element. Updation means we are adding something new to it, how to add a new element, and how to double it. All those things we saw. Let's also see some methods, inbuilt methods and list. Like we have inbuilt method and string. Like replace we have, right? Replace will change a character. If you want to replace letter L with P, it will replace it. Similarly, here the basic list methods are append, pop, and reverse sort. So let's see what is append. Let me create one list. List 1 equal to 1, 2, 3, and here I want to append list 1 dot append. So whenever you have a method, so this is an object, this list, and you're adding, calling a method dot method, you have to give in, I mean, what is this bracket is called? C bracket. So here I'm adding appended. I'm adding a append is nothing but you're adding it, right? See, it is added. So append is permanent. It's like kind of a reassignment only. When you call a method using append, you are reassigning it. Though you don't have equal to sign, you're not reassigning. Actually, this is permanent. So this is called appended. Similarly, if you want to delete something, so I give list one dot pop. So appended is popped. Pop is nothing but removing. So here I haven't mentioned what to pop, but it automatically popped appended. So why this is popping only appended, not one? So you have to assume you have a bottle, and the bottle is a list, okay, and you're adding different elements into it. So you're adding one to inside the bottle. The one is going. You're dropping one inside it. One is going and that is going to the bottom and staying at the bottom of the bottle. Then you're adding two. So you're dropping two inside the bottle. So two is going and it is standing on top of one. Similarly, three is added. It is standing on top of one, two. Similarly, appended is the last element. So if you want to take something out of the bottle when you draw, I mean when you place a bottle upside down, the first element what comes out is appended. Though it is added last, it is the first which will come out of the bottle. Similarly, when you pop it, the last element is popped. The last element is appended. So it is popped, it is removed, it is deleted, and it is removed from the list. So the remaining list is 1, 2, and 3. If in particularly you want to pop some different element, not appended, you want to pop something else, what you have to do is you have to mention the index of which element you want to remove. So I'm going to tell 0 and 1. This is zeroth element, this is first element, right? I'm telling pop 1. So here I'm not giving the value, I'm just giving the index of the value. My value may be h, but index of h is 0, right? I'm just giving the index, not the value. So here I'm telling remove the zeroth element, sorry, 1th element, which is nothing but 2. 2 is removed. So the remaining list is 1 and 3. We already removed appended and later we removed 2. So the remaining elements are 1 and 3. Correct? Here, I have a different scenario. For example, I wanted to delete something. Here, I'm not reassigning anything. I'm just giving pop. It automatically deletes and makes it permanent. But whatever I deleted, no, I want to save this deleted item into a different variable. In that case, for example, I want to delete 3, but I want to save the 3 somewhere else. So what I will do, num1 equal to, so I am writing list1 dot pop, and inside the pop I am giving the index as 1. So zeroth element, this is the first element. First element will be removed from pop, right? Sorry, it will be popped from the list. So it will be removed from the list. 3 will be removed from the list, but the removed 3 will be saved here. Correct? So here num1 is 3 and list1 is just 1 because 3 is removed. It is popped. Correct? Yes, any doubts till now?
We can add
Anything?
complete another list to a existing list
Yeah, we can add that.
with using this append method only. We can do that.
Yeah, we can add that. Yeah, we can do that. I'll show that. But before that, so I wanted to print the 100th element of the list. What will happen? Here, what is 100 is? What 100 is? Is this a value inside the list? Here, 100 is
Yes,
value inside the list?
it is a value.
No. So this is my list, right?
Hmm.
This is my list. So my list is looking like this. It is starting with open bracket and
List
close
one.
bracket, comma separated. It has multiple value inside it. So if I give the list name only, if I give and I give like this, it is not value inside the list, it's an index. Correct? For example, str is equal to hello world. So this is my string, hello world. Correct? This is hello world. If I give str, so this is not, 2 is not the value inside my string str. This is not a value of string str. It is the index. So 2, which is 2L. So it is going to have what is str of 2, which is nothing but hell. it is going to return L. When you call str2, it is going to return the second element. Here str of 2, is this the value inside the string? Is this a value? 2 is a value
It's an
inside the
index.
string? Index, yeah. Similarly, you are confused because we have multiple different value inside it. Here, clearly, straightforward, we know 2 is not the value because string is always string. It's not going to have numeric value. But here you are confused because we have multiple different number inside it. But you will not call my list. I mean, when you call my list, this is printed. Then what you're doing with open and close bracket after the my list, that is index. So I wanted to call first. I just have one element, right? I have 0th element inside my list. So I'm just calling 0th element of list, which is returning 1. Similarly, I'll call 100th element. Why the fuck returning like this?
List 1 it is.
List 1.
Oh, sorry. So here it's showing me error because it is going and trying to find 100, but it couldn't find 100th element. So it is telling list index is out of range. This 100 is out of range. We don't have that range at all. Our range is only 0 now. If we have a list like this, the range will be somewhere around 3 of 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 9 or 10. But here the range is 0 to 9, right? Here the range is only 0. But I'm calling 100. It is clearly telling the index, whatever you have mentioned, is out of range, which means such index is not available inside the list. Correct? So let me do one thing. Let me create a new list. So I've created a new list. Correct? And I want to append this new list to list 1. This is what you asked, no? Append. So it is clearly mentioning this new list is a new list. So here you have open and close bracket, and then you have the list, the original list 1, and this is the appended list.
All should be in the only single square brackets, right? Why we are getting separately after
Which means
append?
list is nothing but 1, right?
Yes.
List 1 is nothing but 1. So that is printed here. This is a
Hmm.
complete new list, right? This is considered as one single element here because
Oh,
we are adding it. This, see, after 1, only 1 comma you have. This is one element and then it is closed. Let me print list 1 of, sorry, list 1 of 1.
1.
So here, see, list, this is second element. When you add a new list, it is added as one element.
Oh, I'm thinking like, I'm asking like all the elements
The
should be added up into a single list like that. Is it possible?
Okay, you want to add multiple elements into a list using append command.
If we are adding two lists, two different lists, appending together and forming a single list.
Yeah, this is what we did. So this is list 1. So what was list 1 before? List 1 was this, correct? List 1 was this. And what is new list? New list is this. I'm adding both the lists. So this is how it gets added. So when you
Uh,
add together, it will be like this only.
okay, in
So
a
let me do one
single
more
list,
thing.
but you are getting two different elements. This
Yeah,
complete list
so
is considered as a single element.
correct. Let me explain in another way. So let me give 1 comma, okay, and list 2. Let me print list 1. Sorry, list 1. and list 2. So list 3, I'm creating a new list, which is nothing but list 1 and appending list 2. So here what I'm doing, I'm combining two lists, which is list 1 and list 2. I'm adding it into a new list called list 3. So what is list 1? It is first list, list 1 and then list 2.
List
Wait, I have to
3, right?
explain. Yeah, I will explain. So here, what happened to list 3? List 3 is not added. Okay. So here why list 1 is having this all this value, because I have already mentioned, even though whether you have assignment operator or not, if you do append to a list, it is permanent, right? Even though you don't have assignment operator, list 1, if you append list to it, it will be appended, right? I don't think list 3 this is working. This is not working. I'll check why it's not working. But now this list 1, it has 1, 2, 3 and 4 element, which is 0, 1, 2. I'm talking about index now. 0th index, first index, second index and fourth index. The fifth index is this list. We are adding one complete list as a fifth index. That's what we can do when you want to combine a list. We can do one more thing. List 3 equal to list 1 plus list 2. Let me clear everything up. So what is list 1? List 1 is not, sorry, list 1. List 1 is 1, 2, 3 and 4. List 2 is 5, 6, 7, 8. List 3, this is what you are asking, right? Add, combine two lists. So you have to use append, you
Yeah,
have to use
we should
concatenate
use
operator.
concatenating operator,
Yeah, one
not the
after the other
appending
to
operator.
concatenate it. Append is nothing but you are adding one element to it.
Just
Since you're
okay.
giving list inside the append, it is adding whole list. It might be multiple element. It is a list, but you're adding it as an element, one single element inside it, inside the list one. So that's why after this comma there was a square bracket. It was showing a single element. But you
Single
want to
element.
combine two lists, you have to concatenate it. Okay.
Concatenate.
So one more method is list 3 dot reverse. This is also permanent. When you call a method with list, whatever you do, it is permanent, even though you don't reassign it. Now, what is list 3? It is nothing but 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. It is reversed. Okay. So you saw pop, append, and reverse, and also you saw concatenate. We also saw star, right? List 1, star 2. So which is nothing. You are repeating the list. You can save into list 4. List 4 equal to, this is not permanent because this star is not permanent. You have to reassign it if you want to make it permanent. So list 1, which is having 1, 2, 3 and 4 only. But if you want to make it permanent, what you have to do is list 1 star 2. So now if you call list 1, it shows the output of doubled. So you have star and plus, and also we know that list might have different data type. It can have character and also it can have number inside it. You can add one list as an element using append, and you saw what is append. Pop without index. What will it will do? List 1 dot pop. This is permanent, but what is the output of list 1 now? The 4 is removed, deleted. This 4, if you want to save into some variable, here you can define a variable in this place and give assignment operator. The 4 will be saved, but anyway it will be removed from here. What if you give with the index pop of 4, which is nothing but 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 will be removed, right? List 1. So 1, this 1 is removed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then followed by 2, 1, 3. Correct? Now we will see one more method called sort. It is sorted in the ascending order 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, and 4. And it is saved because when you give dot and you call some method, it is permanent. Correct? Any doubts till here? Any doubts in list? You can say no in message if you don't have any doubts. Okay. So we can end the session here, guys. It's already past the end time. I'm just occupying you guys. I'm making you to stay back. So yeah, if you have any doubts, you can ask here. Otherwise, we can wind the session up. Guys, if you still have any doubts in palindrome or putting a palindrome, using a function inside a palindrome or finding factorial because that is a recursive call and this list. If you have any doubts in this, you can ask me over WhatsApp also. You can ping me, or when something you're trying in your own but it's not working out, you can send the screenshot. I'm available to help you out. Okay. I'll be anyway going to my office, but still I'll find some time in between. I'll check your messages and I'll reply for sure. Even though it's little late, I might not reply immediately. It will be little late, but still I'll reply. Okay.
Okay. Anu, did you update the document?
No, actually, yesterday I didn't update it because yesterday I have given a homework, right? Factorial.
Yeah.
So I
Mm-hmm.
thought I'll update it today. After the homework is completed, I thought I'll update yesterday's. I mean, not yesterday's, day before yesterday's, and today's I'll update
Okay.
today.
Okay. So will you just send us that updated one, right?
Yeah, it will be updated. You can open later and
Okay, okay.
give me a
Okay.
few minutes. I'll update it, and later when you open, you will have updated content inside it.
Okay. I just want to know this list and all so that.
Yeah, sure. I'll add everything. You can try it on your own.
Okay.
Like how she asked whether how to append. You can try on your own. You will understand to certain level why it is appearing like this. Still, you don't understand why your output is like this. You can always ping me. Send a screenshot and ask me out. I'm
Yeah,
glad to
sure.
help.
Okay, sure. Anu. Thank you.
Mhm. So yeah, guys, we can wind up now. You guys are free to go, free to leave. Go enjoy the rest of your day.